Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am diving into Victoria Beckham's all new Cocoa collection. I have the full set that includes the eyeshadow palette, both of the eyeliners, as well as the mascara. And I will be testing out the new foundation drops for the first time on camera. I love doing a full collection review where we swatch, apply, and do a full look together. So grab a coffee or some cocoa and let's get into today's review. Before I go into the makeup look, I do want to show you the gift with purchase. Now, I did purchase the foundation drops separately and they came with this little pouch. And this is really cute to kind of put a couple of things in your bag, especially when you have a smaller bag. But it looks like so. I know some of you really like to see the gift with purchases, so I do want to show this to you. But it looks like this. It is a velvet kind of feel, and it really is cute. I do really love the color, especially for this season. But if you are wondering what the pouch looks like, it looks like so. I'm starting off with clean skin that has been moisturized. So now let's get into the foundation drops. Now these are extremely expensive. One is going to cost you $110. The reason for it being so expensive is because it is in collaboration with Augustinus Bader. So it does have skincare ingredients and it is supposed to improve elasticity, help with wrinkles over time, and it's supposed to give a beautiful complexion. So let's see if that is true. As with any foundation drops, you do need to give this a good shake before applying. And I ended up choosing shade number 5 because when I purchased her concealer, I felt like I purchased a shade that was way too dark for me. So let's see how this is. I'm just going to put one drop on the back of my hand. And even though this is described as a light shade, I think this is going to be perfect for my complexion. Yes, absolutely. I'm so glad I ended up choosing shade 5 in light. I have used foundation drops in the past. I've used the Chanel ones as well as the Lisa Eldridge, and I do really love them. But I have to say this one is a lot thicker than both of the other ones that I have used in the past. So I think that it's going to have a lot more coverage, but let's see. I'm just going to start off with that one drop. I just want to see how the shade feels. Okay, this is a perfect shade. So if you have a similar complexion to mine, then I think shade 5 is definitely the way to go. She does kind of lean more darker with her complexion products. I've just noticed that. So just be careful. Medium will be dark. Let's go in with a couple of drops. And I'm not going to use a brush today. I'm just going to use my fingers. That's what I love about foundation drops is that you can just really apply them on with your fingers. Don't need to use a brush, but of course you can use a brush and I will use a brush on the other side. First impression is that these are very moisturizing. I do see a dewy finish. So it is not matte. And I am so glad that I ended up choosing a lighter shade. I was almost going to choose shade 7. I'm so glad I didn't. These are so expensive, so it would be so sad to choose the wrong shade. That's half of my skin with the foundation and the other half without. And I have to say, this has more coverage than I thought it would. Now, of course, it's not full coverage by any means. I still can see my skin and it is very breathable. I feel like I have nothing on my skin, honestly. Between both sides, this one doesn't have anything, this one does. I just feel they feel the same. You know, when you apply foundation, usually you can feel like you have something on your face. This, I feel like, is nothing. I'm going to apply some foundation on the other side, but this time I'm going to use a brush. So that's the foundation on all of my skin. And I have to say it looks really good, very glowy, very fresh. I think this is going to be great during the spring and summer season, but I really like makeup like this. I tend to have drier skin. So anytime there is a foundation that's going to give me a glow, I absolutely love it, even during the winter season. And you can still see some of the blemishes on my skin, but I don't mind because the redness has gone down. And the glow is really such a glowy foundation. I really do love it. Even though this lays beautifully on the skin, whether or not it improves wrinkles and elasticity, that is only something that you will see over time. But as a first impression, this looks beautiful on the skin. Now let's apply some concealer, and I am going to use Victoria Beckham's concealer. Now I do really like this concealer. The only thing is that I did choose a darker shade. The concealer that I have is an LM2. And the way I use it is I mix it with a lighter concealer. So I am going to use this by Charlotte Tilbury. And this one is actually too light for me. So when I mix them together, it creates a gorgeous consistency that's not too thick or too thin. And also the shade is beautiful. Using my hand as a palette, just mixing both concealers together. And as you can see, the shade is perfect. And I'm just gonna go ahead and apply this right underneath my eyes. So that's my skin with the foundation drops as well as the concealer, and it is looking glowy and fresh. So now let's get into the Cocoa collection. Absolutely love these shades, and I do have the full collection that comes in this beautiful gift box. This is perfect as a gift, and it does have the eyeshadow palette, 2 eyeliners, as well as the mascara. Victoria Beckham recently reformulated her eyeshadow palettes, and I did do a full review of these. If you haven't seen it, I will link it for you, but I really love the formula. I love the color story to this one in particular. This is so wearable, and it is perfect for every day. These are my kind of shades, and I know that these kind of shades are loved by many. This set also includes 2 Satin Kajal Liners. These are my absolute favorite, and if you watch my channel, you know how much I love these. And it does include my all-time favorite Cocoa eyeliner. I actually already have the Cocoa shade in my collection, and as you can see, it is pretty much all used up. So I definitely was in need of a new one. I pretty much use this daily. I just love applying this as a winged liner, as just a regular small liner, just for every day. It's a perfect shade. And now I have a brand new one. Not only do we have the gorgeous Cocoa shade, but we also have this really pretty shimmer shade. This one is also in a Cocoa shade, and it is exclusive to this collection, actually this set. And it does have just a very nice glimmer or shimmer in it, and it's really gorgeous. Let's start off with the eyeshadow palette. So I am picking up this shade here, and because these are so pigmented, I am just going to go ahead and use my hand as a palette and then go in. So we are putting this as a transition and picking up this fluffy brush. I am just going to go ahead and get rid of any harsh edges. How beautiful is this shade? These are the perfect everyday shades. I'm curious about this lightest shade here. So I am just going to pick this up with a flat brush, and I want to apply this all over my eyelid. And in doing so, I want to show you that these shades really can create so many different looks. For instance, you can just use those 2 shades, the lightest shades, and you can create a full look in and of itself. Some eyeliner, and you should be good to go. How gorgeous is this? Let's go into this deep dark chocolate shade. And again, just putting this on the back of my hand because look how pigmented that is. And then I just want to create a very subtle winged like to start off with. And I really have been loving, to do this as a guide. Look at how gorgeous that shade is. And going in with a flat brush, I am just going to go ahead and put this on the outer corner. And I do want to create somewhat of a smoky eye look today. Now that I have my outer corner all laid down, I am going to go into this shimmer shade. And I just want to apply this kind of towards the middle and also into my inner corner. Oh, this is gorgeous. This is really the cherry on top. I do want to go back in to this lightest shade, and I just want to highlight the inner corner. I just feel like these 2 shades really match very well together, and this looks very beautiful as a highlight shade. Now for my favorite eyeliner in the shade Cocoa, and I am going to create a winged look today. So just going to use this right on top and create a wing. This eyeliner is so creamy. It's so easy to create a wing with. And then I love the little applicator on the other side that you can use to just blend that out. So there's the winged liner. Now I'm going to use the second eyeliner in this set, and I am going to line the bottom half of my eye. And this is going to give a really beautiful sparkle. So that's the finished look with the eyeshadow palette in Cocoa as well as the two eyeliners. And I have to say, I really love that second eyeliner. It just gives a very soft shimmer to the overall look. This is such a gorgeous eye look. I love how smoky it is and edgy. This palette is definitely a must-have, and I believe it's going to be one of my favorites this year. Now for some mascara, and this one also comes in the set. This is the Future Lash Mascara in shade Cocoa, but I do prefer her Vast Lash Mascara just because the wand is a lot thicker. I feel like it gives more fuller eyelashes, but let's go ahead and give this a go. I've really been loving brown mascaras lately. They have been my go-to because they give such a natural type of look, especially for every day. But you see, even though I really love the shade to this, I wish the wand was a little bit bigger. And that's the finished look with the brown Cocoa mascara. And as you can see, even though this mascara is great at giving length, it doesn't give fullness to your lashes. So I do wish that she included the Vast Lash Mascara rather than this one, but it still is very beautiful. It really is perfect for every day. And I feel like that's where she was gearing to create a collection that is perfect for every day. Before I get to lips, I do want to mention that this foundation is looking amazing on my skin. It just looks very youthful and fresh, and look at that glow. I don't even need a highlight today because my skin is glowing. So I really am liking this foundation so far. But let's get to lips. So today I'm using these two. This is the Chanel lip liner in Nude Brune, and then I'm using this Posh Lipstick, a beautiful chocolate brown shade. If you haven't tried the Posh Lipsticks by Victoria Beckham, I highly suggest you do so. These are so comfortable to wear, and they really are beautiful on the lips. This is such a pretty lip color, and I feel like it goes very well with the eyeshadow look. Now for blush, I am going to use my lipstick. So just using my lipstick trick, I'm just going to apply a little bit of the lipstick on the back of my hand. And then with the foundation drops, I'm just going to add 1 drop of the foundation drops, just like that. And then we are going to mix all of that together. Using this Makeup by Mario dual-ended brush, I'm going to mix both the foundation as well as the lipstick. And this creates a very nice and glowy blush that is very subtle. And just apply this on my cheeks. I want this a little bit more pigmented, so I am going to apply a little bit more of the lipstick and mixing that in. And instead of just going right in with the lipstick, this really makes the blush kind of settle in on your skin much nicer than it would if you just applied the lipstick on its own. That is the finished look using Victoria Beckham's new Cocoa collection, and I am absolutely in love. I just love these shades so much, this eyeshadow palette, the lipstick, as well as this foundation drop. Look at that glow that my skin has. I don't have any highlighter on. It is just the foundation. This is stunning. I love the overall look. Even though it's a very smoky type of look, I feel like I am enjoying seeing my skin, and I just am obsessed with this look today. It's going to be my go-to makeup look this winter season. Now let me know what your thoughts are about this entire collection. Did you purchase anything at all from this collection? Did you purchase this eyeshadow palette or even the foundation drops? What are your thoughts? How was your experience with any of this makeup if you did purchase any of it? Leave me a comment below and let me know. I know this was just released last month, but I do regret not purchasing it sooner. I just figured I do own the Lisa Eldridge foundation drops, and how different can they possibly be, but they are very different. I feel like this definitely has more coverage than any of the foundation drops that I've used in the past. Now, not too much more coverage, of course, again, it's not full coverage, but it is light to medium, and the glow that it gives, my skin just looks so alive and so glowy. I really am enjoying this, and I can't wait to continue to use it. I think the only downside to these foundation drops is how expensive they are at $110. It really is a hefty price, but I think that personally, for what I'm noticing, I think it is definitely worth it. There's no doubt the Cocoa collection is lovely. I do highly recommend the set, especially if you want the Pave eyeliner. It is gorgeous, very wearable shades. I love the Cocoa eyeliner already, so I'm glad that it was included in the set. The only thing that I don't really love is the mascara. I do own this mascara in black and I never repurchased because I just don't like the wand. I think the wand is so small. It is great for your bottom lashes, but it just gives you length, no volume, and I personally like volume when it comes to mascara. I do have a sample of the Fast Lash Mascara, and look at the difference. The wand is so much thicker. This creates both volume and length. So I really wish that she included the Fast Lash Mascara in shade brown in this set. As for the eyeshadow palette, I do think it is 100% worth it, especially if you do love these chocolate brown type of shades. These are perfect for every day. I already love the packaging and I love the formula to this eyeshadow. I did create, again, a full review of this palette. I talked about the formula and the finishes, so if you do want to see that, I will leave a link for you. But the shades in this overall collection are gorgeous, and as you can see, it really creates a very beautiful, sultry type of look. And that is it for my review of Victoria Beckham's new Cocoa collection, as well as her foundation drops. I hope this video was helpful for you, especially if you were considering any of these products. As always, all of the products that I used in my video today will be down in the description box below. Please do subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already, and hit that notification bell to get notified when I upload new videos. Thank you so much for watching, and if you are interested in more of my videos, I will leave a couple more right here for you. I'll see you in my next video.